I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look at how small group signups works. You get a form that looks a little bit like this, where you give us your details and then your top two preferences for the small group you want to join. So here's an example I made. My first preference, I'm going to join Batman, and my second preference, I'm going to put Banana Man. Then I'm going to add in any extra details that are helpful and click submit. Now we give you this so that you can choose the best group and day and time and location and leaders that best suits you, because we want you to join the best possible small group where you're most likely to regularly come along and grow as a Christian this year. But what happens next? Well, we sort all these preferences. Here's all the preferences I've collected. These are all the nicknames that I've ever been called. Some of these I even like being called. What we do is we sort these preferences based on three principles. The first principle is we try and give everyone their first preference. So the one here is first preference and the two is second preference. Second principle, we prioritize people going back into the same group they were in last year if that's their preference. We don't want to divide or end groups. Continuity is so important for relationships to deepen, so we prioritize people staying in the same group and continuing on if that's their preference. Third principle, we set up all the groups to be healthy. If one group had 3 people and another group had 15, it makes sense to juggle them both around so they're healthy. We don't want to only do what's good for individuals, but also what's good for a whole group and for all of the groups. I'm sure you can see though, sorting out everyone's preferences is not straightforward. Let me give you an example. Once we sort it out, here's how those three principles are in a little bit of tension. So the people in italics here are an example of people who were in this small group last year. This is the second principle. We want to prioritize them going back into the same group. But Jeffskis, his first preference, he wasn't in that group last year. So he's going to miss out on his first preference. We're going to move him to his second preference so that these people can stay together. Then, as another example, if I give all of these people here in underline, if I give all of them their first preference, then we've got one group with 12 people and another group with 3 people, Banana Man, Joffrey, and Jeffskis. That's not heaps healthy. So we're going to juggle them both around. So we've got two healthy small groups. We're going to take these people out and give them their second preference. Then we've got one group of 8 and one group of 7. That's kind of how it works. And once we've worked out the best combinations that we can, you'll get an email letting you know the small group that you're in and who else is in your small group. And then your leader will be in touch to welcome you along. Here's 2 takeaways for you to help this process. The more information you give us, the better outcome you'll get. So let us know if there's people that you want to be with, if you can only do a Tuesday night, anything like that that would help us as we do this process. And second, pray for the small group coaches and for me as we work this all out, for God to guide us and for all of us at Salt Church in whatever small group we end up in to be ready and excited to help each other know our good God better this year.